cvine.com. World Health Organization, Center for Disease Control, and Gates Foundation defunded because of vaccine fraud. April 24th, 2020, CVine vetted for accuracy. Breaking news! Government funding pulled from Gates Foundation, World Health Organization, and Center for Disease Control. US government lost landmark vaccine lawsuit in 2018. Vaccine injury lawyer Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the Big Tree, producer of the suppressed vaccine documentary Vaxxed, and the Informed Consent Action Network, ICAN, are credited with this victory. They demanded the relevant government documents proving that all federally approved vaccines had been tested for quality over the past 32 years, and there were none. Zero, zilch, nada. Here are the huge legal and practical implications in this victory for the American people. This means that the US Department of Health and Human Services and all vaccine makers have been deceiving the American people for over 30 years about the effectiveness and safety of vaccines. This may ultimately mean that the continuing existence, at least in their current form, of 5 US quote-unquote healthcare agencies is now in doubt. The CDC, the FDA, the IOMN, the NIH, and the health part of DHHS itself. This may also threaten the existence of state medical boards and exclusive medical guilds like the AMA. This means that vaccine makers have been fraudulently exempt from what all other pharmaceutical drug makers have been forced to do concerning biannual recertification for quality and effectiveness, meaning that their vaccines have never been tested for quality and have had no proven safety or effectiveness for over 30 years. This case can now be legally cited by all parents, fraudulently mandated by any government/organizational regulation/requirements that they must vaccinate their children for school or any other activity to stop the forced vaccination of their children. This case can now be legally cited by all employees being mandated by their employers to be vaccinated in order to retain their jobs. This case can now be legally cited by all those who seek compensation for vaccine injury. The future of allopathic medicine in its current form is now in doubt, and the global pharmaceutical cartel, since almost all of the drugs allopathic practitioners describe come from pharmaceutical corporations that have also committed vaccine fraud and injury. Edited. Liability. All government officials who have passed laws legalizing vaccine fraud at the state, national or international level, or otherwise aided and abetted this vaccine fraud can now be charged with vaccine fraud, criminal malfeasance, and in some cases, war crimes under the Nuremberg Code. Source: US Department of Health and Human Services. Written and reported by Mark Anthony Boyer. CVine, Bonnie Nergud with Linda Forsyth. Bonnie Nergud. As a citizen journalist and investigative reporter, I am committed to accurately reporting the news. Wide awake, never asleep, I grew up in a 1960s patriotic household, aware of the truth behind the false narrative.